I'm going to turn my camera around a little bit. Good evening. Good evening. Happy Friday. Just going to let things kind of catch up somewhere. That's fine. So I'm just reading my thing. It says it can't post to some of these, and that's okay. All right. I think I had my TV on, so I make sure I turn that down so that I don't hear myself. There we go. Welcome, welcome. Just getting everybody a second or two to catch up here. I did add some of the affiliate links to some of the products I'm using tonight in the chat. It's also in the inspiration or in the description box. Those are affiliate links. Those are also to the items that are available from the inspiration box. They're available separately, along with a couple other items. I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping. First, I wanted to announce there is a glitter stock sale. If you can use any of the links I provided, or if you go to the store and you pop on right now, let me refresh it so I can make sure I tell you what it says exactly. There is 20% off glitter stock products, no code needing, discount automatically applied at checkout. And the sale goes till 3/1. So if you want to use that, hi Luann, hi Brandon, that is that. And then also there is a promo. Let me switch over to my desk. You're going to see some things on my desk here, but that's okay. Let me actually rearrange them here. Let's switch down to my desk. The other promo, oops, okay, you're being done. There we go. The other promo is if you spend $25, you will get this stencil automatically added to your cart. So we will use this tonight, and I think it's called Floral Fun. Like I said, we're going to use the inspiration box, but first thing I want to do is show you, I did swatch out all of the new chroma glazes. So they're not perfectly, you can see that I'm kind of light on some of them, but I thought I'd show you what they look like quick. And this is on some perfect blend paper. All right, let's put that away because we really don't need that. And then I have the spring fling, or the spring countdown box. There was one left before I went live tonight. Hi, Karen. Hi, Mom. How are you guys? I do have day 1 and day 2 up. Day 3 will be up tomorrow. And then I have to film day 4. That should be up on Sunday. And then I believe it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Anyway, I'll have them all up before the 31st. So here is day 1. If you have not checked that out, this is the card base I used for that. And then I have card 2, day 2. This was day 2. And then day 3 hasn't been premiered yet, but I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. Here is day 3. I'm going to hide that and then I want to give you guys just a little teaser just to be fun. Guess what's in this box? Oh, not going to open it. Not going to open it. This is the March, some of the March release. Woohoo. I got it today. I just had to brag, or not brag, but, tease you guys a little bit about that. So put that away. I have some of the March release there to create with this weekend so I can get some samples ready for that. I can't believe that March is already here on Sunday. All right, let's get started. We are going to use the Rooted in Kindness inspiration box. I have pulled it and added it to one of my little things. I did take the sticker off. The stamp set, I already have this stamped out. I already have them. I use the SVGs. I cut a bunch of these out, ready to go. There is a die in the box that's exclusive to the box. And I'm trying to figure out where I put it. Oh, no. Oh, here it is. Here is the die that's exclusive to the box. Hi, Cordelia. I do have a few of the colors, the flowers cut out. This is with the Stamp Club Plus. But if you get the Stamp Club Plus, you get this little glitter stock pack. So I did cut some of those flowers out. I don't know if we're going to use them tonight, but I do have them pulled. And then also in the box is the Garden Fresh paper pad, and I pulled these 2 pieces of paper to use. I have the ornamental tags stencil, which is exclusive to the box. So let's get started. I wanted to start by using some of the paper that was in the box. In the box, I have it all sitting here along with the stamp club or the stamp in of the month and the inspo. So look at this. We've got these pieces. Oh, I could have swore there was a piece of macchiato, but maybe I used that already. So we're going to use these kind of as our inspiration starting point. I love this glitter stock. And let's get started. I think we should start by cutting this in half, cutting one of these in half, because this will be our background. Hope everybody had a good week. I am going to be honest with you. I am glad it's the weekend. It was a very busy, crazy week. Use this yellow. This is the buttercream, which is still available. It's part of our older cardstock, not our chromatic reserve. But it is still available. And then I think what I want to do is pull in some of this label. And I'm just going to cut like a square. So I think what I'm going to do is cut it to like 3 inches. And then I'm going to cut to like 3 by 4, just to have some pattern paper in here. And then for fun, I am going to use some glitter stock. And I pulled a few dies from my stash. And one of them that I pulled is an older Spellbinders die set. And it kind of looks like this. This is an older Spellbinders die set. I don't even have the name of it, I don't think. But I think I just want to cut a piece of this glitter stock down so that I can use this as kind of like a landing zone for our image. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. Anyone have some fun plans for the weekend? I do. I'm super excited about them. I'm doing something I haven't done in forever, which is probably going to ruin it for a surprise if any of them are watching, but I am going crafting tomorrow. Oh, Jill, you're okay. We're just getting started. We're just using the inspiration box. I went over the new promo, which is there's a new promo that started tonight. It's 20% off glitter stock. You don't need a code or anything. It automatically applies to your stash when you put it to your cart. So, and then I just kind of shared a little bit of what was in the inspiration box, and I'm actually going to just layer it right, I think, on top. I don't know. Maybe I'll put it off to the side. So we've got that is our base, and then like I said, I've got a bunch of these images cut out already. We need to do a coloring up. I just don't know for sure what I want to do. Thinking maybe we'll do this one. So we are going to do a little coloring tonight. I hope that's okay, but it'll be quick, fast coloring. So this is Perfect Blend paper that I used with Raven Detail ink. Oops, I got to put my cheaters on. It's been a week and a half for me. Just a little things that's, not a lot to share, but my little fur baby had to have his annual visit, and we tried a new vet, and they were, first of all, fabulous. But the doctor asked if we had any concerns, and I said, no, not really, but I wanted to get him on some sort of flea and tick meds, if we could get like a prescription, I should say. And then they mentioned that, they noticed going over his records, he'd never had any like tick Lyme's tests or anything. So I said, yep, so we got that done. He was a little trooper, considering he does not like going to the vet, and he does have Lyme's. So we've been treating our little fur baby with that. Oh, thank you, Jill. Well, Jill, I will tell you there's only one spring box left as of earlier this live. So excuse me, if you're interested in that one. I really enjoy having them. I shared a couple of the cards I've made with them already. Day 3 goes live tomorrow. It's been very much fun. I love hearing that. Thank you. I hope to do more in the future, or do them as Brutus Monroe releases them. I think they're a lot of fun, and I like to challenge myself to try to use a limited supply. What kind of dog? He is, well, we bought him from, I found him on kind of basically Marketplace. He is like a lab healer, I guess would be the best way to say it. So he's part lab, just because we looked him up. Labrahealer, I think is what they're called. He's supposed to be terrier and like Texas Healer, but there's no way because he is 67 pounds. And if he had been the terrier, he would have been like 20 pounds. So he is a big old lovey dog that loves to go in the water and chase birds and go hunting. And he's so funny tonight. He tears up all of his toys. You know, sometimes it takes him longer to tear some up than others. I took one for he's chewing up Pooh Bear, you guys. Oh, Cordelia, I'm sorry. It sounds like that there's been a little bit of issues sometimes about that. Well, hopefully you'll get it. Oh, good. It's a fun box, Jill. You're okay, Kate. We're just kind of starting. But I took his little Pooh Bear away because he was chewing on it. And I was like, don't chew on Pooh. And I'm going to use this red because I'm going to kind of try to tie in the little beet rutabagas that are on the back here. Color for this. And so I kind of hid it. And I learned the last time I didn't want him to chew on a toy. I grabbed one of his bones or one of his antlers and was holding it because sometimes he can chew on it if I hold it. And he just chewed on a little bit. And all of a sudden he just darted forward, like pouncing on me. It was really funny. And he grabbed Pooh away like he was hunting. It was really cute, actually. But I was like, poor Pooh. But he usually can make it from fall garage sale to spring garage sale, and then spring garage sale to fall garage sale, so that I can get him little toys to kind of chew on, you know, stuffed animals and inexpensive things like that, because he tends to tear them up to pieces. And you guys know me, I'm going fairly quickly, so I'm coloring quite fast. I get a little bit over the edge, but that's okay. We can just get a white marker, which I moved that. It's over here. It's not over here. Where did my white gel pen go? There it is. It is on my desk. We'll just fix that up a little bit. So as I go forward with this, like I said, if I was talking about the spring box a little bit, as I go forward with the spring box, I am trying to use the products from the spring box, but I do try to still limit the number of things that we are using. So, you know what? I've had a love hate. My people in my post office are amazing. Of course, I live in a small town, so that's a little easier. We were having some issues with I was getting all of my Brutus Mineral packages a day early. Like, they're going to be delivered. And then they were always coming a day early. And then all of a sudden they stopped moving, or they'd get to Des Moines, which is about 3.5 hours away, and they'd stop. They wouldn't move. And I found that if I could take my tracking number in and say, hey, can you track this for me? That they would go in and kind of give it a little push, and then it would show up within a day or so. Because sometimes it didn't move for 3 or 4 days. And I'm like, whoa. Because if you go online and you get a delivery date, you go online, it has to be past the delivery date before you can ask for a, where is it type of thing. But I noticed that our local news in the city south of us here was literally just talking about the fact that the post office was having issues delivering, I guess, down there. So it does not surprise me. All right, I'm going to grab a blending tool here and see what I got. I'm going to pull this off. Yeah, it is here too, Cordelia. It seems like it's really crazy how it is. I mean, I was really surprised. My box was supposed to be here tomorrow, and it actually showed up today. And I was like, I walked in and I looked at my lady and I go, hey, a day early. She's like, woo, score. So, the time that, I'm really waiting on something, it seems like it's coming later and later. And then this time it's a little early, which is great, so that I can maybe create a few things. I might have to take it with me tomorrow. I'm not sure. I really have a plan for my day for crafting tomorrow. I I should probably take it with me, but I can craft on Sunday with it. And that's just some embossing ink. We're going to make a very quick background with this. I didn't use anti-static powder tool. I could leave it like this and just give that watermark look, but we're going to add a little fun to it. And then of course, this time it was like super fast. So I got it. I was super excited to get some of the products that I need to create with. We are going to use the embossing powder of the month because I have not used that yet. I can figure out where I put it. There it is. I'm sorry, Jill, I missed it. It's kind of like, what's the cool part? Did I miss something I was kind of crafting? What I used was cool, or did something I said? I hope that everyone is kind of recovering from the weather. I know there was some cold weather and some snow. I don't worry about it being too, if I get a few spots here and there, because we're going to cover some of this up. So it's not going to matter if it's not perfect. We'll just kind of there. So we got some of that. Let's set it down here somewhere so I can actually cover it up. I get too frustrated to check my delivery, my package routes through. Oh yeah. You know what, Kate, you know what's the funny part is that I was waiting for last Friday. I was waiting for the rest of the March products because I had ordered them separately. So they had come separately from my design team package. And it said that it would be delivered on like Saturday or something, which was fine. I was really hoping it would have showed up on yesterday or that Friday, so I could have used a few things during my live. And I'm like, okay, well, it'll be here tomorrow. It made it to Des Moines, the city. And then I can't remember what I was doing, and it was late Friday night. Oh, Christopher went live briefly for just a few minutes. My box actually made it to Gothenburg, but they didn't deliver it. So if I had paid attention and tracked it that afternoon, I could have picked it up. So I was very disappointed in that, but. Oh, thanks. That's all right, Jill. Yeah, there's been some delays with weather too, of course. That's not always fun. I'm going to quick heat emboss this. Turn it in the light, make sure it's all dry. All right, and then grab it and turn it around. Just making sure it's all melted. Oops, I hit that a little bit. That is not good. Okay, so there we go. We've got our little fun background. This is actually can be such a fun background. You could totally mask some of this off and just get these leaves and then put them in different spots. Yeah, I can tell you that it is. Okay, we're gonna let this cool off a minute. I am going to go turn on my overhead fan, you guys, because it's getting a little warm in here. It got to nice degrees today, like 50. But I think we're supposed to get some snow overnight, so that's kind of the funny part. And then next week's going to be kind of a rainy snow. All right. So we're covering up a lot of this background, but it was just to give it a little bit of texture and a little interest. So this is kind of the basics of my first card. So we're going to go ahead and put this on. And you could totally do different things. You could mat this. I could have cut this out of the bigger this piece and then a little piece of the glitter stock out of another, so it was different sizes, but I wanted to mimic. I also could turn it this way so that it matches, which might be better. to match with the labels that are already there. And then we can put our little plant, and then we'll put our sentiment here. So let's get this one done. We'll add some sentiments. So it'll be interesting because to see if my dog, because he is used to on Saturday and Sunday having mom and dad at home together. And since I'm going to go away for a little while tomorrow, hopefully he doesn't have too bad of a time. He'll be with his dad and he'll be happy, but he'll be like, where are you, mom? Okay, so I think I'm trying to decide if I want to put this. I think I'm going to put this over here because I feel like this is going to be, this is heavy. And if I put it over here, it's going to make it too heavy on this side. So we're going to put it over here and then we'll put our sentiment here. Okay, Jill, that is, I actually have a small video here. I'll show you quick. I made it. I don't have it linked in this video, but I have it in some of my videos on my channel. I have the link to what I bought, or you could also message me if you wanted to, and I could send you the Amazon link. But take a pause. I took the feet off and I got these metal plates off Amazon and I just taped them on. And then I just have a piece of like shelf liner to keep it from sliding. Oh, thank you, Kate. I will have it posted on Sunday on social media. So if you need to see that, but it makes kind of a fun. And then I just bought some magnets also off Amazon. So I need to get some more, but it works for me because I already had this. I would like a glass mat, but I've been waiting. And so I didn't, that's right. My glue is almost empty. So let's see if it gets different. So that is how I did that. I saw it online somewhere, I think, or I saw somebody post something and like Stamp Junkies about it. And I thought I'd try it. I bought one. Those little metal plates are like $6 ish. And then I bought one to try to see if I could get it along with the magnets. I mean, you can get the bar magnets. They're just, I wanted to try it first. I'd like to buy some more magnets. And then I bought two more so that I could, and then I just used packing tape to tape them down. Now, because of this glitter stock, I am going to use liquid glue because I have found liquid glue holds the best on glitter stock. Oh, you are so welcome. I know, like I said, if you're welcome to send me a little message. You can go to, Facebook if you want, if you are, or I can try to link it down below. I'll try to grab the link if you want me to, and I can put them in the description box after the live of the ones I used. Okay. So I'm going to let that down. Okay, let's find our sentiment here. I have all of them stamped out. We have patience always blooms. Something beautiful has taken root. I don't know if I got that one page real straight. Thank you for helping me grow, which these are a little bigger ones. I think there was one more small one. Yes. No, not that's the same one. Where it is. Here it is. Always rooting for you, which is what I think I'm going to use. Always rooting for you. Yeah, I don't think I quite got that straight on there, but we'll just pretend it's straight. Okay, so we're just going to kind of put that in. Use some more liquid glue, and I keep forgetting that liquid glue is my glue. My glue press is almost out of glue, so I need to fill that. I filmed a bunch of videos over the weekend, and so I kind of stayed out of my craft room for a few days just to give myself a small break. Okay, and then all that would be left would be to grab a card base and throw this down on my card base. Now, one thing you could do is you could trim this down a little bit and give it that little bit of white border. But you guys know me, I don't always put them on a card base. I'll do that later. So here is card number 1. I have the small grass so I can craft in bed from, okay, yep. You should be able to do it to your small one, Jill. I don't remember if I made a video I will be honest with you. I do know there was a lady that just posted one. She talked about it a little bit. I know I talked about it in my video, but I didn't do it. But I can, like I said, I can post the link down below for the specific ones I used. Some of mine on my channel have it. I just don't put it on all of them. But I have the links. And I don't know, actually, to be honest with you, if you guys give me 1 second, I might have it on my blog. Oh, of course. Not logged in. I must have cleared my cache. Let's make sure. Give me 1 second here, if that's all right. All right. Let's go to my menu. I do not have them listed yet on my, I'll have to do that. I'll have to do the affiliate links on my blog. I will copy this for the chat. So here is, this is my blog. I don't do a ton on my blog, but I do have under the menu, there is, when you click on the menu, all the affiliate links for different companies are there if you're ever looking for them. I'll put my Amazon, and then I will get that link down below, Jill, and let you know what that is. And I will put it in tonight's description box when I'm done being live. Okay. All right, let's move on to our next project. We've got this light yellow. Not exactly sure what color this is. It's lighter than buttercream. I don't know if it's one that's in stock anymore, but it was in the box, so we're going to use it. I'm going to cut it down though to 4 by 5 1/4. I want a little bit of a border. And I think for this one, we're going to, I don't have a ton of images colored up, but these ones won't take long. Let's do this. I want to do the shovel. I used these last week on a card. I've got one like this. Let's see. We'll put a couple of them here and we'll see what they look like. I also have this. I love these rain boots. I love the boots. Actually, I think maybe we'll put the boots. I don't know. I haven't decided if I want to do that one because I think this one is, thank you for helping me grow. That's a fun one to do. But I was thinking about this because this one is Something Beautiful is Taking Root. And I love this little plant here. And I thought maybe we would do all 3 of them. If you guys don't mind me doing a little coloring. I'm just trying to find them. Where is the next one? I don't know if I want to do 3 in the pot or if I want to do, let's do it this way. This is what I'm thinking. And then we'll put Something Beautiful is Taking Root. I think that's fun. I mean, helping me grow would be fun too. But I think this is a fun layout. Oops, I kind of forgot to go back to look at the chat. All right, you're not going anywhere. Awesome. Oh, you're welcome. Jill, I am a good person to just always ask because I don't mind doing all this, doing all those kinds of things. I'm going to do a little bit of quick coloring. I did these 2. We need to do this one. And then what is fun about this stamp set? I don't know if you guys have seen that. Let me pull that out so you can see this. There's all these little signs right in here that can go inside these little pots. And I thought this would be fun. We can grab the little, like, thank you or hello friend. I'm thinking maybe we'll do hello friend. And they will all fit, but I'm going to put it on this one, the little hello friend. And then, and you can go through your stash and see other things. And then there's these tiny little things here that I think it would be fun to grab. And I can put a little flower on this one. And I'm thinking, grab the little, let's see. Let's grab this little, I know this is an apple, but let's put this little apple on here. I just think those are really cute. So I think that's going to be fun to do that. And that won't take very long. I just didn't have them stamped down beforehand. So let's move this one off to the side. and we'll get these in. We can do all of these at the same time. I'm just going to put in a magnet, and I'm just going to put my little apple in here. And it actually might be even fun to kind of do it at an angle. But then we've got this guy, and I'll grab another magnet here if I don't spill my water. And this is the little flower, which makes it kind of fun to have like a little flower growing. If I can get it off my finger, I think sometimes you need to take your little pick and move it over. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go down and try to pick it up. Pick it up. And then I can move it up just a hair. There we go. Nope, we got to go over just a little bit. Perfect. Right like that. Okay, and then that one, and then we need our other one, which is our thank you. Thank you, friend. Or hello, friend, I think is what it's called. I wanted to stamp these down before I colored, not that it matters with an Olo marker, but I thought I'd better do it just to be on the safe side. Now my ink pad has been fairly juicy because I just re-inked it, so I don't need a ton. So I'm just going to tap them very lightly. Like I said, this is perfect blend paper. I'm just going to do, I think we're going to do the sentiment one more time. There we go. Oh, the sentiment I think needs one more little spot right there. Perfect. That is all the stamping we need to do tonight. But I mean, look at how cute that is. You know, it's very possible if you look through your stash, you might have some sentiments that fit in these little images, little bugs, things like that that would fit inside. I better put this over here instead of on my thing. All right, we're going to do some very, very quick coloring on these. I'm just going to color pluck, which just means I'm just going to grab some colors and add them. And I'm going to use the darker, because these are very hard. There's not a lot to color here. The darker where it was the shaded, that's the YG 8.7. I'm going to grab the YG 8.3. And I'm going to just kind of blend those out. Those are very, very different colors, to be honest with you, but I'm okay with that. I think it works. I think sometimes we're afraid to mix the colors, and it works. I mean, it toned it down just a little bit. I mean, just that little bit. All right, so then we need some soil. And I'm going to go with a little bit lighter, this OR 3.4. We're just going to kind of color it in. I'm going to color it just kind of, I don't want to use it, but I kind of want to use the word namby-pamby. Just kind of all over, not perfect, because then we can go in with a darker color. This is 3.7 and add a little bit. Now I have found with the Olo markers that sometimes it's easier to go lighter to dark. When I was using the Copics, I always went dark to light. But I have found that it's a lot easier when you're blending, especially if you have a limited number of Olo markers, to go dark or go light to dark, because you saturate your paper with that dark marker. Oh, thank you. I can't wait till I get done unpacking so I can craft again. I miss it. I know. Yes, I know. That would be me too. That was the last thing when we moved in over here. We got in, I moved all the clothes. I did move my craft supplies to here, but it was on my own. Like my honey had to work that day. So I made sure I packed a lot of that up in my car and brought it. And we moved into the garage first because we had stuff to clear out from his mom. You know, I mean, obviously there was more stuff than we needed here. Moving two homes, moving a home in with a home that was already fully furnished. So it took me a little bit of time, but that was one of the first things I wanted to do, was get my craft room done. And then, of course, we had lots of strong boys that could come and help us move the furniture, so I didn't have to worry about that one too much. So I'm just, like I said, color plucking, and which just means I'm grabbing colors that I want to use and using them. That is a Kathy Rakusin. I took a class from her and she had us practice that, and I have been doing it ever since, not really worrying about colors. I mean, I try to get colors that are friendly with each other. We need some color. Well, our signs need to be, let's do this color for our signs. They're going to be a little boring, but I'm okay with that. I'm just going to go in from the sides, kind of just give it some shadowing. Not worrying too much about a perfect blend because this is like wood, you know. And then I will go in with a very little bit lighter, kind of a yellowy orange, and just kind of go over the rest. This is a lighter color. It's hard for you probably to see on camera, but it is blending out that color. When I found with the Olos that if you're using colors that are farther apart, it tends to, and then when I go over the black, I do with a light color, I try to dot it instead of swipe. That helps it to minimize the bleeding no matter what color blood you use. Okay. But that when I go over that, I'll see if I can bring that up so you can see that. So you can kind of see there's some variegation in that. You could totally do a different color in that and all that. Now I think we need to add one little fun color. So let's do one fun color of, we're going to do bright blue. Got to add a little fun color, right? It's just paper. It's just a marker. So go for it. Now, these are going to be way off in color, but I'm going to use it anyway. These are, I mean, if you look at these next to each other, they look way different. But when you blend and you kind of go back and forth, they tend to work. I have found that works very well. I mean, if they're way off, sometimes you have to go over it a couple of times, but then you can find to have bleeding. So you want to be careful that way. But I'm going to grab my white or my clear and kind of try to push some of that back where I over colored. And I think that works for me. That works for me. Got some fun color. I do blues. Oh, am I going to color the coffee? Yeah, the flower pot. Yes, I was. I was just waiting to. Okay, so we've got this. So now we need a little bit of color, I think, behind here. And what I'm going to do is we're going to add color without adding color. I'm not sure I'm going to use this piece of paper yet, but I'm going to grab this, which Christopher used this piece. This is from the other side. And I'm going to cut it right in half at 3 inches. And then I think what I want to do, I may end up cutting it. Yeah, we're going to cut it down. So let's see. I'm going to line this up on here. I'm going to line them all up on that line here. And then I'm going to look and I'm going to cut it off halfway between this line and this line. So I'm going to cut off one and a half brackets. No rhyme or reason. Don't always have to measure. Eyeballing is great too, which ends up putting it at about not quite 2.5. So 2 and 1, 2. Wait, let me count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. About 2 and 5/8 ish. I mean, you got this nice little border strip that would be perfect for different things. But then we have this just right here. We've got the Something Beautiful taking root. And then we've got these pieces that we can put here. But I think we need a little bit of something underneath just to give them a little bit of, I don't know, something. And what I think we're going to do is we're going to grab this parsnip. This is new. I have not swatched any of these yet. Oh, thank you very much, Jill. Just shaking that up a little bit because I haven't used them yet. I want to make sure all the color is mixed really well. We're just going to do a very light coloring. So parsnip is kind of, oh, see, I don't even have that. Kind of this orangey color. I'm okay with that. Oranges and blues work. And I'm actually going to put a little sparkle to it. Instead of water, I'm just going to add a little bit of my chroma mist to the side. And this is my ornamental gold. You guys know it's my favorite. Just going to put a little bit of that to the side, and we're just going to mix this in. Now I could water it down some more and make it so it's not so yellowy, but let's move this off of here. I'm going to go ahead and just take this, and we're just going to kind of do some zhizhen right behind it. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just going to add a little color behind them so that when we go to put these down, there's just a little something back there. Trying to kind of mimic the shape. Okay, we go down a little bit lower, up a little bit. Just so it's kind of, just give it a little bit so that they kind of stick off the page a little bit. Okay. And then, yeah, we got to do a little bit more on that one. Just make it a little wider. Okay. I'm going to let that dry for a second. And while that's drying for a second, we're going to do something that I don't like to do, but I'm doing it. I'm going to splatter. I don't mean I don't like to splatter, but I'm splattering on the paper. We're going to just use a little bit of that extra up and splatter it on our paper. I think we'll do a little splatter on here too, just to tie it all in together. And what I meant is I don't like to do is I like to try to use my splat box. I just didn't tonight. Okay, wipe that off. Let's grab some squeaky clean. This is the Brookie Blizzard squeaky clean. Smells good. Okay, we are going to hit this with our heat tool for just a second. Oh, I just hit my light, so hopefully you guys can still see. Just to dry them a little bit. And I think one more thing I should have done is I think I should have painted that sentiment, but it's fine. So we're going to put these in. I'm going to pop them up too. And then I think we need just a little bit of something else. And what we're going to do is I'm going to grab some. Thank you. I've just been counting lines. Yep, that's kind of what I've been doing too. I mean, I try to give a measurement, but a lot of times, to be honest with you anymore, I just eyeball it. So, because it doesn't have to be specifically perfect. All right, where is my licorice cardstock here? It has disappeared. So we're going to grab some Raven. I still have some Raven in stock, which is the same, you know, it's like, it's a black cardstock. So black licorice or Raven will work. Of course, it's not. And I'm going to layer this on here because I want a little bit of a black border. Now we could just cut a couple of little images down, but I'm going to go ahead and glue it straight down because I added that chroma mist to it, which is going to give it that little bit. It gave it that little bit. You can see it's a little warped. So we're just going to go ahead, and because it's going to go off the page, we're going to just eyeball it. I'm just going to go ahead and trim it down right on the edge there. And then we'll just take a little bit off. Make sure that I've got it. I know I may not have that quite straight. So I'm going to line up my paper with the edge of my trimmer. And I'm just going to go down like that. That's going to make sure that's nice and straight. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to line up the edge of my paper with the plastic right here where my finger is, right where I'm tapping. I'm going to do that. And then when I cut that, I'll have the same border on both sides. Or at least it'll be fairly close. I'm not going to measure. What do they say when you sometimes measure with your heart, right? All right, let's get that glued down. Just going to kind of eyeball where the glue goes. It is just paper, so it does not need to be an exact science. All right, and then I'm just going to try to straighten it. Oops, let's get this straight. Straighten that so that I have this and this kind of equal parts from the side. And then I'm just going to eyeball. That looks good. I'll flip this over. Cut these pieces off. And that, I don't think that is quite straight, so we're going to use our trimmer. That doesn't look quite straight, so let's trim it just a hair. There we go. Should have probably just used that trimmer. I need to get a good pair of scissors. These are just cheapy dollar store scissors. All right, we're going to glue this down flat. And this is where you would have that option that you could color this in with some more of that chroma mist if you wanted, but I'm going to go ahead and just use that. Something Beautiful is taking root. And then we're going to go ahead and pop our little guys up here. So let's grab some foam. Okay, where is my foam tape here? It's hiding. Oh, here it is. It's on this side. And I'm just using up old foam tape that's been in my stash. I don't really have a rhyme or reason how I use my foam tape. I just, or my foam squares. I'm going to go ahead and stick them down first on everything. Now I see on this image here that I still have a little bit right here. I have a little bit of over. So I'm just going to wait for it to be completely dry, and then I'll go back with a white gel pen and kind of just kind of clean that up. Sometimes you can push it back, and sometimes you have to kind of let it dry. It's kind of a hit or miss kind of thing. For me, anyway. So this is kind of the boring part. So hopefully, I'm excited. I haven't even looked to see what we're playing with next week. Like I said, I'm going to reiterate what I talked about it before in case you joined us kind of late. There is a glitter stock sale going on right now on the Brutus Monroe page. You can go to the store and click on the banner. You can use one of the links in the description box or the chat above. Those are affiliate links, which just means if you place an order using one of those links, I get a small commission or kickback or however you want to call it, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. And that just helps me bring content, like purchase extra items and bring you videos. So I appreciate that. And then if you use one of my links, you can go on the homepage. There is the banner there as well. So you don't need an extra code for that. If you spend $25 or more on a shippable order, you will get the fun floral fun stencil, which is free this week. We have a new freebie. It'll start again on Tuesday. And then I have the spring countdown box videos have been started. Day 2 went up today. Day 3 will be up in the morning. Day 4 will probably be a little late unless I get it finished filmed tonight. Because I won't have time to film it tomorrow. So it'll be up sometime on Sunday though. But I'm trying to get them scheduled for the morning, so they're always at the same time. Let's see if I can kind of color that in a little bit. That'll work. Yeah, it needs to dry a little bit more. Okay, so there we go. Now, we do have a little bit more time, so let's play just a little bit more. I think we're going to use these little guys right here, or these little boots or something here. But I love this stencil. And this stencil, called Ornamental Tags, is only available in the box right now. I think it's beautiful. I used it last week. I think what I want to do is we're going to overlay some of these with some different colors. So let's see. I've got Guppy and Traffic Cone here. We're going to stay with the orange theme here. Start with Guppy. I think it's the color I used last week. And I'm just going to go ahead and kind of layer it in just like I did last week. Just to give, we're just going to make some fun pattern on the background and overlap them a little bit. So there's that one. I think we're going to put it here. Like I said, those of you guys who know me, I just kind of, I want to say craft by the seat of my pants. I just go with it. Sometimes it's perfect, and sometimes the cards that I'm like, not sure I like, end up being everybody else's favorites. Got this one, and then let's put one down here. Nothing, no, it doesn't have to be a perfect stenciling. I think I'm going to put one up over here. Just to make a fun little background. I'm going to shout out to my friend Julie in case she's watching, or if she watches the replay. She wanted to ask me, she was asking me kind of a little bit about the stencil here a little bit. And I was like, I'm going to use it because I saw it and just knew I was going to fall in love with it. So this is for her. It's okay, Lori. I'll forgive you as long as you pick me up on time tomorrow. I was telling people I'm going crafting my friend Lori tomorrow. Thanks, Jill. Yep, by the seat of my pants. Sometimes it works perfectly. Sometimes I don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm thinking we need to do just one kind of down here. I hope you guys can't hear my TV. I'm going to put one here. We're just going to fill in this whole thing with this Guppy ink. Yeah, like I said, Lori, you're forgiven for now. In a couple of months, you're not going to have any excuse to be late. You're not going to be busy. Just kidding. I'm almost packed, Lori, by the way, for tomorrow, if you can believe it. Okay, so then, and I think maybe we better do one little section right here. Okay. All right, so there we got a basic background. You could leave it like that. You could find a pattern. You could use an embossing folder with this. You could find a pattern, a stamp of some sort of background. What I'm going to do is we're going to grab the traffic cone now. Let me wipe this is a darker ink, so I can use the same brush, but I'm going to wipe it off a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this one. And I'm going to just take it. And now this is not this is the felt pads. So it takes me a little bit of extra to get the ink. The Stellar inks are the foam pads. So you don't really have to push them. And I'm going to make sure it kind of overlaps. And I'm going to go in. I'm going to overlap don't move. Don't move. It moved. Let's put that down. If it moves on you, add some splatter, cover it up, cut it off. It's okay. All right, there's one. I'm going to put one here. We're just going to kind of overlap them. We're going to keep trying to get them to overlap it. And just so I can kind of overlap it in 3 places. Your stuff is ready, loaded, and ready to go. Good for you. I brought one thing downstairs. But I don't think I'm going to have time to actually scrapbook tomorrow. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. For those of you who are, I said I was crafting, but I haven't scrapbooked forever. But I am hoping to start getting back on that train. And I hate to say this, scrap my kids' stuff and get it out of here. So I have things pulled. I told my son that I was going to do that tonight. I said, I need to start scrapping your stuff so you can take your book and go away with it and get it out of my craft room. So then when I empty all those bins of scrapbooking, I have more room card making supplies, right? Or just not in general. No, I love my kits. So tomorrow I'm not planning on scrapbooking. I'm planning on organizing craft kits and actually getting them ready to go so that when I go to different places, I can grab some and just go. Grab a few and they're all ready to go. But I do want to bring a little bit of adhesive with in case I just, and my cutter. So in case I decide I want to start, I want to put one or two together because, you know, that can get boring after for a full day. So I am going to bring a little bit of things with that I can craft, but in case I have to just on the moment craft one of those kits. So we're just going to keep adding to this panel. Said. All right, I think we need one here. Actually, yeah, we're going to do one here, just a little bit. Just to fill in the white spaces. I'm not making it a perfect pattern. Yeah, I think we're going to fix this one a little bit. We're going to go down just a little bit more because I went off the edge just a hair. So fill that in like that. Okay. That works for me. I think that works pretty good. Just making kind of a fun background. And this is, you can take this idea and kind of, you know, go a little bit more. You're going to work. Yes, that's right. You said, ooh, you packed the word of kindness. Well, there you go. You give me some options. I'm giving you some options. So obviously we have some white spaces in here, but we can cover that up easily with our images. I've got our little, you know, we've got our little thing. And I don't know if last week, if you didn't see, I used that stamp sets that were an unexpected pair. But I also thought we could also do these couple. But I think what I'm going to do is we're going to grab a quick piece of paper and cut out, let's see, grab a piece of, let's grab some carrot cake. Let's see how carrot cake looks. Yep, let's grab some carrot cake. And I'm going to grab a circle. You could also do a piece of vellum. So this is one of the Heroics Infinity dies. That looks like a good size piece right there. We're going to go over just a hair when I finish up this card. I hope that's okay with everybody. Oops, turned off my die cutting machine. So, and I think what we're going to see, that will cover up that area really well. And so I either can do my boots and my shovel. We could do a pair of boots and, you know, you got the watering can. You've got this little watering can that would be perfect right here. I'm thinking maybe that's what we should do, but I'm gonna have to color it. I love these boots, but I just not sure I want to do just that. And then I can do the thank you for helping me grow sentiment. And it's a very kind of basic card, but we're going to step it up for just a second. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and if you can see down on my little camera right here, I'm waving at you. I'm going to take this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to spritz it in the air. So it's right here. So here's my card base, and I spritz it in the air, and I'm just going to let it fall on my card base. Sometimes I swish it through the air, kind of like you can when, you know, you're at that fancy place in the mall that you can buy the smelly stuff for, and you can spritz it on. But I mean, and then I'm just going to show you, look at how beautiful that looks. So we are going to heat set that just a touch. Okay. And then you could add some splatter if you wanted or not, but you could also cut it down and put your, I'm going to put this off the edge just a little bit. We're going to cut that off. Let's color this up quick. I would paint it, but I think my colors are in there. My Chromamist aqua pigments are, I don't know if I have them. They're going to dry in time. So we'll just quick grab some colors here. I'm just going to grab some Olo markers and we're just going to go for it. I'm using I probably should have used my cool grays, but I'm going to use my warm grays. A quick, fast coloring. I'm going to use the dark color, put that right there in the dark in the side, kind of wherever the little shading is. Doesn't have to be perfect. Probably under there. And then under this little spot here. That works for me. Take a small slice in the front boot and stick some of those flower stems in it. Actually, that would be yes, you could totally do that, is stick some flower stems in that. I have an idea for using those colorful boots. I will look into that. I don't have any flowers available right now. Otherwise I would do that. I know that Walter did that with the watering can on a card. I'm not sure if he shared that yet. So oops, if I didn't, let the cat out of the bag. It's just a quick, fast coloring. Like with the rub-ons that were free in the part of the freebie last week would be really fun to do too. Or if you have die cuts that you could cut and stick out. I am doing a very quick watercolor on there, and then I am going to grab and do one more color blend here. I am going to grab my WG1, and just kind of bring that to the middle because that 3-color blend helps make it look a little bit more round. Okay, very quick coloring there. We'll grab our dirt. This looks like a good color for our dirt. That was 3-7. Here's the 3-4. Just to kind of give it some different colors. I mean, you could do a totally different color in there. We will grab a quick green for the leaves. And then I'm going to grab a very light blue for the water because we don't want it white. But they're very tiny. Okay, that works for me. And then we will get that on there. Now I did, obviously color that down a little bit lower. You could leave a little bit more of a white area there. I'm okay with that like this. Let's get this on our piece of paper. Now this cream cardstock that I'm using here, this light background that was in the kit, is a little bit lighter weight. So you would probably you could definitely, if you're putting on a card base, but if you're using a lighter weight card base, some people use like an 80-pound card base, you may want to layer it. And you could layer it on some orange, cut it down, layer it on some orange. So I'm going to go ahead and layer all this flat though. Okay, I'm hearing sirens. I don't know if that's on the TV downstairs or if that is in town. I hope that it's on TV and nobody's hurt. And then we're going to grab our white here quick because I did go over just a little bit with the gray. Just push that back a hair. There, that works for that. Okay. And then we need our thanks for helping us grow sentiment. Sounds like that's got to be on TV. But it's kind of loud. I hope that everything's okay. Thank you for helping me grow. And then I think we're going to grab some gems here quick. Because, we need just a little bit of some other bling bling. I got these little yellow ones here that'll work. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That works for me. You guys know me. I don't think too hard about my gems. I used to think about it, and I have found that if you just go for it, I mean, I know some people say just toss them down and wherever they land, that's where they should be. It's natural. I do triangles and 3, and I've decided I just throw them on. Okay. So there we go. You guys made 3 quick, fast cards. Hope that you enjoyed them using the inspiration box, different parts. The only thing I didn't use was the die that came in the inspiration box tonight. But I used the paper pad, the stamp set, and that. So thank you. The watering can is really cute. Oh, yeah. No, Jill, I totally understand. I would have done it. And now that you talked about it, it'd be great. Actually, I have a great idea for that, combining your idea with my idea of what I wanted to do with those boots. So maybe I will be able to sit down and do that this weekend, and then I can get them uploaded. So I'm going to thank you guys all for tonight. Want to remind you, don't forget about the glitter stock sale on the website and the flower stencil. And I don't know if it was through tonight. If you buy some of the overlays, if you buy 4 overlays, there's a special one that is added free to your cart. Let me double check. For the digital dot Sporkle overlay will be added to your cart for free if you buy 4 overlays. It's the Simon Hurley special. So I don't want to forget to tell you about that. But I want to thank you guys all so much. And I appreciate you all. Have a great evening. And I hope you enjoy it. And I will see you next week. And we will start with March, if you can believe it. Like I said, I've got my March box right here. Woo! Can't see anything. Actually, it's not a box. This isn't my inspiration box. This is just my March product. So you didn't see anything. I promise. Like, you couldn't tell what was in there, even if you pause. But have a great night, you guys. I am going to sign off.